Peace and blessings, family. Once again, it's time for me to check in for a little bit with another edition of Spiritual Food for Thought. Well, family, I hope that all is well in your relationship with the Creator. That there's peace between you because you understand that you are where you're supposed to be at this time. You know, one of the things that bring us peace is as we get to understand things that's going on. Okay, and as we understand that we're in the process of being created, that this existence is this dimension or this realm that we exist in, that our consciousness is in right now, this is the realm of our creation process. And as I've always said, family, you know, it's the realm that we must experience this thing of good and evil, that the Creator would prove the investment of his spirit that he's invested in those who do understand, thus believe. See, true belief is not possible without understanding. That's why it was charged to us in all our getting to get understanding. Okay, but we've been taught by this world that we're supposed to have faith and believe things that we fully don't understand and all these things. And then we can't understand why the world is in the condition that it's in. You know, because family, you know, without understanding, the only thing that's possible is lies. Okay, and lies are all the things that's kept us in slavery to the darkness of this world that causes us to live as our own gods. Okay, justifying our existence, not knowing the perfect will of our Creator as the created beings that we are. Okay, and so under the spirit of pride, which we have been subject to, because the devil is the spirit of pride. And it's the spirit that runs and controls and rules in our lives in this existence of our creation process. Okay? But this, as I said, this is a thing that the Creator had to allow, okay, to prove the investment of his spirit that he's placed in those who do believe. Because ultimately, family, it's through the understanding that the Creator gives us to understand the what's and whys and what we're dealing with, family. These are the very things that's going to empower us to overcome the darkness of this world and come into ultimately our inheritance of the kingdom of the Most High Power, which is his greatest desire, and that's to see the manifestation of the oneness of his kingdom, where all of us as created beings will be made one with our Creator, ultimately each other, our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, and who brought us all forth from, such as the kingdom of heaven. Is when we'll know our purpose and our place, and we'll be free to walk in that reality, thus manifesting the spirit of eternal life. Because as we walk in the spirit of divine love, family, that's what life is. It's truly what life is. It's the manifestation of eternal life. And anything that cuts off the flow of life is going to be done away with, because it's not going to be a part of the kingdom of the Most High Power, where all things will be in its place and order according to his divine order, which is what holiness truly is. Okay, so we got to understand these things. And these are the things that the Creator is opening up to our minds to give us the understanding, family, that's going to give us the power and the ability to overcome the darkness of this world. So, with that said, family, before I go on with my little topic, I want to make the statement that, as I said, I'm not no teacher. I'm not anybody in no position of authority trying to have preeminence over you in any way. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or what to believe or none of that. All I'm doing is putting some thoughts out there, and the hope is to provoke you to thought, to seek the Creator yourself for the answers you need, that you might become all that the Creator desires you to be. Understanding the reality that all the Creator ever wanted for each of us is to be ourselves, but with the understanding of his mind, so that we could fulfill our destiny as children of the Most High, as we walk in divine love towards one another, okay? And help each other and help all of creation, because we was meant to assist creation, okay? We weren't meant to rule creation. The only thing and one we was meant to rule is ourselves. And until we begin to do that, we can't really do our part for the overall good of creation. Okay? This is why anything that's short of being one with the Creator will not be a part of his divine kingdom, which is what the kingdom of heaven is. So, with that said, what I want to talk about for a little bit is Christ is the spirit of divine love. Okay? When we talk about Christ, as I've said in the past, Christ means creator, because only the Christ can create. Only the Creator can create. The Creator has the ultimate goal of the Creator is to see the oneness of his kingdom, where all of us know our purpose and our place, and we're able to serve the Creator in spirit and in truth. We can't serve the Creator in spirit and truth if we don't know our purpose and place, family. All we can do outside of that is to screw everything up around us. See, as I said, family, only the Creator has the right to rule his creation. Okay? Because as the Creator understands that everything he's created and what it takes to make it tick and all of these things and for things to work according to his divine will and order. Okay? So as created beings, family, what could we possibly know about what holds creation together? How it's going to work best and all these things. We can't know these things, family, because we are created beings, created with a divine purpose and a place according to our Creator. Okay? And so we must come to grips with this reality and understand that it's the spirit of pride in us that makes us believe otherwise. See, the spirit of pride is what makes us think more of ourselves than we should. So we're out of order. And so as we're out of order and we're trying to rule, what can we expect but the death and the calamity and the chaos that we experience going on right now because we out of order. Okay? It was the spirit of pride that made us believe that lie that the Creator wanted us to rule his creation. Okay? The bottom line is, it's been proven then since the fall, this is the result of our rule of creation. Okay? It's the death and everything and the darkness and everything that we're experiencing right now. And the whole world is on the brink of destruction because of our rule. This is why we have to receive the Spirit of Christ to be delivered from this darkness. Okay, as I've said, Christ means creator because only the one that creates has the power to save or to deliver, to put things in order. Because all things being subject to the Creator, a problem has been that you've had created beings trying to rule the Father's creation. Okay, so the bottom line is, if the only thing that the Father meant for us to rule, family, is ourselves, then this is what the problem is. It wasn't meant for us to rule. How could we rule and we're subject to a lower nature where we believe this lie and this blasphemy that we as created beings are to rule the Father's creation, believing that we was created in his image and his likeness. And when we think about that, we look at outward appearance, but we don't consider, okay, that the real way for the child of the Creator was created in his image and his likeness. It's our ability to think for ourselves, to rationalize, to reason, and logically put together an understanding in our minds where the world, that ourselves from within as well as the world around us begins to make sense. See, it's only possible through the Creator that we can come to such a place. So the bottom line is, it's that ability to reason and to rationalize. One of the things that it was said in the scripture was, "Come, let us reason together, saith the Master." Okay, because the bottom line is, in order for us to have a relationship with the Creator, we have to have dialogue where the Creator speaks to us. We speak back to the Creator. There's exchange of thoughts and questions and ideas and stuff. Dialogue from within, where the source being our Heavenly Father. Okay, so this is what ultimately would give us the understanding that we need to know what we really dealing with, who the real enemy is. Even that question, we want to blame the devil and all of this stuff, but never understand our real enemy, family, as a child of the Most High, is our dark side. And that's what the devil is. It's the spirit of our dark side, that part of us that's separated from the divine will of the Creator. And so what I'm saying is, when we talk about Christ, we're not talking about no man. We're talking about the spirit of the Creator that actually empowered the Son that he sent into this world to be an example and to show us his heart toward us, his love toward us as he came in our form, okay? But our essence is a spiritual thing. And so the bottom line is, because as our flesh, we keep interpreting things from the flesh, so we don't understand and we misinterpret what's being said. So the bottom line is, the Spirit of Christ is our salvation, because it's the mind of our Creator. It's the mind of our Father. It's what makes us, it gives us the understanding of his mind. So as we understand the mind of our Creator towards us, it puts us in our place. It humbles us. It cleans us up. It delivers us, because nothing that's opposed to the perfect will of our Creator can stand in his presence. So the reality is, this is why we need the Spirit of Christ. Okay? In our limited understanding in flesh, because of that spirit of pride that's in us, it causes us to worship ourselves as man. Okay, so this is why we're so quick to always elevate or lift up some man and worship some man, even before the Creator. See, he's the only one we're supposed to worship, is our Creator. The Son taught us that himself. What did he tell Hasatan? He said, you shall worship the Master, your Creator, and only him shall you serve. All right? That was the example of the Son. He didn't say nothing about worshiping himself or lifting up himself. He lifted up the Father only. So common sense, when you start looking at this for what it is, family, it's obvious that we're supposed to worship the Creator and not the Son, because the Son was a created being. So the bottom line is, who's the real Creator? It's the Father, and it's the Spirit of the Father, okay? This is what I'm talking about when I said Christ is the spirit of divine love of our Creator that ultimately is going to make us all one with him, each other, our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, who the Father brought us all forth from, such as the kingdom of heaven. One of the things that we were taught how to pray: your kingdom come, your will be done on earth or in earth as it is in heaven. That, in other words, that the will of this earth be broken in the presence of the Creator to become one with the perfect will of the Father, which is in heaven. So heaven and earth become one. That's the new heaven and new earth that's to come. Okay? And the bottom line is, we're in the time now, family, that the beginning of that manifestation is at hand, because the Father is waking up those that belong to him and giving them an understanding of self through his eyes, so we understand our place. Okay? Because as we come into the presence of our Creator, family, we can't help but to take our place. See, that's when we don't no longer covet nobody else's talents and gifts and positions and all this old kind of stuff, because we know our place. Because being born of the Spirit, family, not only do we come to know our place, but we come to accept our place. We come to accept who and what the Father desires us to be, so that we can truly serve him in spirit and in truth as we be ourselves. Because the reality is, family, all the Father ever meant for us is to be ourselves. He never meant for us to be like somebody else or imitate anybody else or anything, because these type of things is covetousness to him. So in other words, it's desiring to be something that he didn't create you to be. Because all he ever wanted you to be is yourself, but with the understanding of his mind. Because as we receive that understanding of his mind through the baptism or the understanding of the Spirit, family, it's what causes us to love and forgive ourselves as we made one and made into his children. Okay, so as we're able to love ourselves with the understanding of the Creator, family, it causes us to see the world around us in a different form. So as we're able to see ourselves through the eyes and see the world through the eyes of our Creator, family, it causes us to love, those around us, whether it's our fellow man or fellow creatures or the earth in who the Father brought us all from. Okay, because his goal is to make his creation one. And as I said, understanding the reality that we still in the process of being creation, so we're not finished yet. Adam and Chua, they were not finished. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? If they had been finished, then they would have been just like the sun, and they never would have failed and lost what they had. Okay, so the bottom line is, this is what I'm saying, understanding that the Spirit of Christ is the one. Because the Spirit of Christ is the Spirit of our Creator. It's everything that he is. And in that is everything we need to ultimately become what and who the Creator desires us to be, so that preparing us to come into our inheritance as servants of his in the kingdom that's to come. And as I say, it ain't about us going to no sky, up in the sky and stuff, family. The kingdom of heaven is all around us, but we can't see it because our minds being subject to our lower nature. So this is why we can't see it. But it's only through the eyes of the Spirit that we begin to see it, to begin to behold it, to understand the beauty and the love and the oneness of it, which give us that desire that we continue to seek our Creator to bring us to that point. Okay, to be delivered from the darkness of this world. Because we understand that this world is a counterfeit world. It's not the Father's creation. This is the creation of Hasatan. And we are simply in our flesh. We, as the fallen vessels that we are simply instruments that's being used to manifest this darkness. It's through our earthen vessels that the devil rules this world. So we have to understand, family, that the devil is our dark side. It's our dark nature. It's our nature that's separated from the Spirit of Christ. It's the very nature of the spirit of Antichrist. And as I said, got many of us looking for some man to be the Antichrist and all this old kind of stuff. But the reality is, hey, if the spirit of Antichrist is ruling and reigning in our lives, it's no wonder that guy ain't showed up, because we never understood the reality that, hey, we are our own worst enemy in our flesh. And so as there is to be such a being, to be the Antichrist or the son of the devil or whatever you want to call him, the reality is, by being of that same nature, when he does show up in the flesh, you ain't going to have no choice but to be subject to that nature. Okay? So it's only through the Spirit of Christ, which is the Spirit of the Father, that we're going to be able to resist such an individual when that time does come. Okay, so the bottom line is, we have to understand that it's the Spirit of Christ in us that's even enabling us now to recognize these divine truths that the Father is bringing forth to us to deliver us from all the lies and the fairy tales that we've been taught that cause us to believe a bunch of stuff that ultimately keeps us from becoming accountable and leading us to our own destruction. See, we need the Spirit of Christ. That's what the Spirit of the Creator is. It's the Spirit of Christ. And that's the most important thing we need, because that's the very thing that's going to deliver us from the evil of this existence, the darkness of this world that keep us enslaved to it. Okay? Keeps us enslaved to the power of man worship. You know, it's amazing how when you look at religion, you got people talking about being Luciferians and all of this kind of stuff, and devil worships and all of this old kind of stuff. They look at this stuff on the surface, but don't understand the reality, family, that all religion is man doing what he thinks the Creator wants without knowing the Creator. So what does that make all religion? It makes it all devil worship, which comes down to man worship. See, the devil and fallen man is one and the same. It's the same being, because it's the spirit of pride. And we have to be delivered and freed from the spirit of pride by the understanding of the Spirit that makes us one with the spirit of divine love. See, because that's what the Spirit of Christ is. It's the spirit of divine love. And it's that love that makes us one with our Creator, our fellow man, our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, and who He brought us all forth from. Okay, so we got to understand, without the spirit of divine love that passes all understanding, that gives us to understand we need to see the Father in all things. So this is what frees us from the lies and the darkness and everything that keep us enslaved to this world. And as I said, the time is coming soon, family, that as a child of the Creator, we're not going to be able to be a part of this world in peace. We won't be able to, okay? Because our nature, our very nature is being changed. And I don't care what it comes down to this, your nature is stronger than any head knowledge you got. And so the bottom line is, this is what I'm saying, the Spirit of Christ changes our nature, and it makes us one with the divine love of our Creator in all of His creation as well. And so anything that's contrary to that, we can't be a part of it. So this is what I'm saying. When you're talking about Christ, we're not talking about the man. That's the whole problem. Because in the spirit of man worship that our flesh is subject to, that's why we lift up the man and not understand the reality that if we lifted up the man, and that's what it was going to take to change us, then why haven't we changed? Why haven't we changed? Why are we still subject to the ways of this world and the flesh? Because we haven't received the Spirit of Christ. You see what I'm saying? The same Spirit that empowered the Son is the same Spirit that's available to us as children of the Most High, as we ask and seek and search Him out for it daily and throughout the day. See, it's the Spirit of Christ that's in us that draws us to this reality, that draws us to seek and search out the Father, and to realize that without Him, we're nothing. Without His Spirit, we don't have a chance to survive this process that we're going through as we are being created, okay, and made into children of the Most High to receive our inheritance of His divine kingdom, where we all will be one, okay, which is what divine means. This is divine order, and His divine order will ultimately bring about the holiness of the kingdom, okay? Because as I said, divine means one, holy means order. Okay, this is where we are headed as we continue to seek and search out the will of our Creator and continue to ask to be filled, okay, filled with the Spirit of Christ, which is the spirit of divine love. that makes us one. Okay, that's going to bring about our salvation as we know our purpose and our place. Then we're able to take our place, and we're no longer stepping in each other's lane or stepping on each other's toes and none of these things, because in other words, we got enough responsibility keeping ourselves in check. Okay, because that's what it's about. Is that old saying, check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's a word to all of us. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We can't even rightfully check ourselves until we born of the Spirit, until we receive the Spirit of Christ that will put us in order, gives us the ability to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. Okay? So, pretty much I think that's about all I got to say on that matter, family. Understanding the reality that Christ is the spirit of divine love. That's in all of us that are his children. Because as he placed a piece of himself in us, family, and he said that he would write his laws and commandments in our hearts and our minds, and we would keep those things. Yeah, because as is our nature, we don't have a choice but to submit to his will. And as children of his, we gladly do so. It's about our nature being changed as we're delivered from the darkness of this world, as we delivered from the spirit of Antichrist. And that's the spirit that's in contrary or at war with the divine, perfect will and love of our Creator. That's the opposite. That's the spirit of hate, and that's self-hatred. Anybody that hate themselves ain't going to do nothing but destroy themselves ultimately. Because he said our own wickedness is going to correct us. So the bottom line is, family, this is why I continue to admonish you. And, just, hey, seek the Creator for yourself. Don't take my word for nothing or nobody else's word. Ultimately, family, your relationship with the Creator is your relationship with the Creator. And your relationship with the Creator is only going to be what you make it, okay? The bottom line is, if you don't care about your relationship with the Creator, then you're going to neglect your salvation. You're going to neglect your path that's been chosen for you, and you're going to continue to be deceived by the spirit of pride and seek after things that in the end it's not going to even matter. It's going to be irrelevant, because it was all a lie and a deception to keep you from coming to the understanding of what and who you are through the eyes of your Creator, and going to be eternally lost and separated from him, because this is the worst thing ever. This world is a testament of what happens when there's separation between us as the created beings that we are and the perfect will of our Creator. It's a world that's on the verge of self-destruction. And without his divine intervention, we ain't gonna make it. It's just simple as that. So, with that said, I hope I said something to give you something to consider and think about. And I pray that the Most High Power will keep you and bless you and help you and meet your every need as long as you continue to seek and search him out for yourself. So, with that said, until next time, family, I'm going to say one love and peace.